Hello farmers, welcome back to Green Mountain. I have sold all the logs that were on the road. I cleared them out yesterday afternoon. While the workers got down to the sawmill, they got it up and running. The problem is, they can't work. There's no power. And the store here really has no power either. But the one thing we did get, the county did come, and I had to pay for them to do this because I own all the land. We did get the road kind of put in down towards the bridge area, so yeah, they can get deliveries here. I can get stuff here, but just to here, that's it. But yeah, no one has power, so even if they got diesel fuel, I cannot pump any diesel fuel. So we kind of need to get the power plant down, which is the solar panels. So I'm thinking right up here to start with, we'll put one solar plant down, but we need $120,000. So yesterday, like I said, I picked up all the logs on the road, cleared off the road. The road is nice and passable now, but it's still not wide enough, but we'll have to get that in the future. We need to get power down, and that's what it's going to be about kind of today. And like I said, the power plant is probably going to be put down right here. So it's going to work for two things. If I put down the power plant, the solar panels, I'm going to get paid. Basically, what do I get paid per hour with that solar power plant? So I just need 120 grand, which shouldn't be too hard with some lumber, a few trips on down. I know I went past it. I know I did. It's here somewhere. Or did I not go past it? Where the heck is this thing? Oh, there it is, right here. So I'll get $280 per hour right now, and I got to pay $120 per day to run it, to maintain it myself. But the main thing, if I put this down, that'd be great. So that means I'll get like 2,800, right around 50 grand a day. Is that right? No, that's not right. That's not right at all. How about $5,000? No, wait. Wow, my math is terrible right now. So terrible. $6,000 a day is what I'll get. 6,000. Oh wow, 50 grand a day. How fast can I put that down? Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, everyone needs power. The sawmill kind of needs power. Just imagine when we put down the solar power plant, there's poles going down there and it's getting fed somehow. I don't know how big of a footprint I need for this. I kind of forgot. But we're going to go ahead and we're just going to put a place right here, right next to this beautiful little shop and gas station. Let me go ahead and turn this on here. I probably shouldn't have parked the Case Puma right there. You know, that was kind of dumb, but it is what it is. I have found a place I do believe, to go ahead and put down a farm. That might be in the next episode, and maybe even get started a little bit today, see how fast this goes. I may not get enough money from making even the footprint here for the power plant, but I may have to, like I said, you know, if we can't run the electricity down to the sawmill, I may have to put a solar power plant here and one down at the sawmill, and then maybe one at the house and just direct feed it from there. And in the future, figure out a way to connect all these places with power. So yeah, we'll clear out this spot here. But I mean, $120, that's like about 6 truckloads of trees. That's a good amount of trees, actually, to be cutting down. So, yeah, like I said, we'll cut the footprint for the solar power plant here. I did pay off some of that loan, and I probably should have kept the money, because I paid off 100 grand, so I would have been almost right there right now, and I would have had enough money with the logs here. But I didn't. But it is the third day of spring. The temperature is 44 degrees, so not the warmest, but also it's not that cold either. Why does that always turn on me? There we go. So yeah, right as we go down to the sawmill, right where I made like a little turnaround area midway, on this side of that, it gets kind of flat. I took a drone out. The owner of the store has a drone. He let me borrow it, and I got a bird's eye view of the land, and it's relatively flat-ish. And that's about probably the best spot I have right now that on the land that we own anyways. So yeah, that's kind of the plan anyways for right now. So yeah, the next couple days, solar power plant, and then start building out an area for our farm. I got some things kind of set up, but I mean, it's going to take a while to get to where we need to be, for sure. Yeah, so I don't think I'm even going to get a truckload out of here. I might do. I don't know. Part of me kind of wants us to get a trailer and grab the wood chipper that we have behind us and do it that way. But I don't think I make as much money off wood chips as I normally would than regular standard logs. But hopefully we can get some power to the store today, and it might be able to feed us a little bit of power down to the farm if we ever get that far. I don't know how far we'll get today. But it was good to clear out the road. I can probably start making the road a little wider as well, especially down on the other half. There's a couple spots on this road, period, where it gets kind of narrow and it's kind of hard to see where you're going. But it's not like it was on day one. And I've been making some calls in the meantime. The guy at the store has been very good. He wants to get the community going up and on this side of the river going again as well. So he's made some calls. He's got some buddies that wouldn't mind opening up a store here or there, and some people moving in as well. So he's putting out some phone calls there to see if anyone wants to run a grain mill. And I'm tearing up my tree harvester by dumping logs right on it. Not the best move here. Yeah, I shouldn't have paid off that loan. I could have put down that solar power plant, and then I could have just spent the rest of the day clearing out a lot for the farm. But we'll be doing that in a little while anyways, I do believe. So kind of a win-win situation, but the problem is, yeah, the log cabin's going to be probably something I put down in the next day or so. And then it'll just start to be make the road wider and also start looking at clearing out our farmland. And then slowly buy some machinery. So I got some nice machinery that I have my eye on to purchase. Like I said, this Case Puma here is probably going to be the biggest tractor that we have, horsepower wise. And I think that's only 310 horsepower. So it's going to be like a small farm kind of a deal. I think I got it all set here. I got some plans set up. I do have some contacts I can get a hold of. Going to make some things happen here this first season. Not going to be able to farm any grain or nothing like that, but maybe get a field going. Maybe get that far only. Just maybe get one field up and going, and I'm talking about making some grass. And that is about it. Up a little bit more, or over a little bit more. There we go. So yeah, I can't even check to see how big this footprint needs to be. So we're just going to clear out some trees here until it looks about right. You're there somewhere. I know it. I can tell. You're there. Alright, so maybe I should go down and grab the truck. Pick up some of these logs. I don't want to create too much of a mess here. Because now that the road's in, he is getting a delivery of some diesel fuel to put in the tankers. So when anyone needs some diesel fuel, they can come on over, and he's going to get some more grub to put in the store as well. Because people from the other side of the river will probably come over here and shop once in a while if they need something. But it's kind of hard to run a convenience store and a tractor store like he's trying to without any power. And I'm running into my own tractor. That's not the brightest of things. Just keep piling them up. I can almost smell the sawdust as I keep cutting down these trees. I think what I'm going to do is, just to help myself out, is let's go ahead and I'll turn this off. Leave the engine running though, but we'll grab the Case Puma. And let's start digging up some of these stumps here. See, I mean, I could just use this and quickly chop them up into wood chips, but I would have to buy a trailer, which cuts into my profit a little bit. But I mean, we need a trailer at some point. I just don't want to have to buy it right now. Right now, I just want to get, if I get the solar power plant down, that's just, you know, we'll have some income slowly coming in, which help us out. Yeah, the bank is not really being very beneficial to us by letting us borrow some more cash. Yeah, the max loan I technically can have, because I tested it, is $500,000, and I'm over that. So the bank doesn't want to allow. They want their cash back. They want their money back now, apparently. Until they actually put some stuff down, maybe they'll be more generous. But right now, it's just the land, and to them, the land ain't worth that much. And I disagree, and we'll show them that in due time. Just it'll take a while. I might even just call some buddies and get some more cash that way if I have to. And we'll place down these solar power plants today. Either way. That will just make our loan a little bit bigger. We're not paying that much in loan interest at midnight, so we got plenty of trees to cut down. It's just going to take us a while to cut down these trees and make some cash that way. All right. That should help us out move around a little bit more. The one thing about this grass on here, it can hide the stumps a little bit easier than just the regular green grass. Turn that around. I think we'll clear out some of these trees over here by the road. I think I got to turn the header back on. I turned it off. Cut down a couple more, and then we'll go grab the truck. And I think we'll bring a delivery on down to the sawmill. At least start getting our way to the 120 grand that we need. Probably a little bit more than 120 grand because, you know, landscaping. That's going to cost us a little bit. Don't flip the tree over. That may not be big enough. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to spend a little time, take out another row or two of trees, and I'll see you in just a little bit. So I got all the trees cut that I think we need to be cut. Ground up all the stumps. I think that footprint is big enough for the solar power plant that we do have. Let's switch that to the right, turn this on, kind of get some of these logs out of this guy's parking lot area. Not loading up the best, I'll say that. Matter of fact, I think I'm actually going to stop the auto load and we're going to unload this stuff. I don't like the way it's loading up. especially when they start crossing like that. Makes a mess. There we go. That's a little bit better. Not crossing up. Probably because I was turning the vehicle when I was trying to load them up. Got more logs here than I thought. I didn't think I was going to have that much. That's good enough because it's going to get a little tipsy on the way down there. That's more than enough. Let's try and tip even here. I think what I need to do is, now that we got this cleared out, my next step is kind of, I think we'll drive on down here with the tree harvester, and looking at the road we'll try to figure out, got to start making this road a little bit wider as I go, so why not before I go down and clear out where our farmhouse is going to be, just start making the road a little bit wider, because sometimes even coming, driving down this road, I'm having a hard time in some areas, like, wait, does the road go this way or that way? Because it can be hard to see sometimes coming back, or even going down any direction. But you can see I sold all the logs yesterday afternoon. That's why I had enough money to pay back a little bit of loan, to cut back on that loan interest. But here is originally the turnaround, and yeah, right before we come down here, right on top of that little hill there, is probably where we're going to start cutting a lot area to put down the farmhouse. And eventually, like I said, we'll make it just a little bit wider coming on down here. I got to take that corner slow because, yeah, we are on a hill. It doesn't look like it, but we are. You kind of see the trailer trying to tip to the right side just a little bit. So what I may have to do is, once I do get the farmhouse down, we will make our way down here with the tree harvester, widen the road a little bit, and then it'll be time to do some landscaping. We'll make this like flat through here, and then put down a road from the sawmill all the way back up to the store. Because that way, these guys are in here, they're making lumber and stuff for the logs we're dropping off, but they have no way to ship them out just yet. But yet they don't have nothing to do down here. They're just doing maintenance on the machinery right now because they have no power either. So really I need like 240 grand just to get the power plants down. There we go. And sold. They're going to have a lot of work to do once the sawmill gets some power down here, dropping off all these logs. So I mean, yeah, you can see on the way back. I mean, you can kind of see where the road is, but not quite. And don't be surprised if I think I know where I'm going, I turn and I realize the road's not really there. Wouldn't be the first time. I've done it quite a bit off camera. But it doesn't help that I'm trying to do 43 miles an hour on a non-paved road. If you want to call this a road, I mean, it's not even a path yet. I mean, it's a path, but there's no telltale sign of vehicles coming down here, except for us. We're the only idiots, and the one time the sawmill crew been down there. Yeah, so right up here on this flat, right here to the left, I think is where we'll start cutting in and eventually put down our home. Not too far from the store. Of course I say that, and I think I gotta go left here. Yeah, see, it kind of looks like the road winds off there a little bit, and I may actually use that to my advantage in the future. Wait, yeah, see, this way. Yes, where that road kind of looks like it winds off, I may wide off there, the road, and put a store there, make a sell point. All right, let's pick up the rest of these logs here. It's not going to be a full trailer, but at least we'll get them a little bit cleaner around here. Why do I always get one log that wants to just like fall and not auto load correctly? Just want to make sure I get these all up because I mean he is getting deliveries today apparently, and I don't want the truckers coming in to have a hard time getting in and out. So at least we'll get off the parking area. So that's about 17 grand worth of logs there. Alright, let's hop into the tree harvester and kind of start making this road wider. So he says. Yeah, I'm starting to think I may not be able to put this down the solar power plant today. I mean, is this wide enough? I think it's going to be a few trips up and down the road just to slowly make it wider. Occasionally I'll see a tree like this and it's like, yeah, this one needs to go. Not even close enough, and your problem is your cutter's in the ground because you got too low. And you're too close to the tree. There you go. It's almost like I never cut down trees before. And I'm not going to worry too much about the stumps if I don't get too low to the ground now because we got the wood chipper. And if the wood chipper ever gets full of wood, we'll just go ahead and buy a cheap trailer for like $4 grand. I'll make my money back on the sawmill for sure. On that trailer pretty quick. I say pretty quick. Chips don't go for too much. But now that we got our road kind of in, it's time to make it, like I said, we're going to make it nice and wide. Or I shouldn't say nice and wide, but a pretty distinct path on the way down the sawmill, so it's pretty clear where the road is. Might take me like 3 more trips up and down the road to get it roughly where we need to be, but I want it as a distinct path to say, yep, this is where the road is, and I don't have to guess about it. Did a nice job in around through here, but yeah, right here it's like you might be unsure of where the road goes. Not even close. Come on. Come on, tree. Sometimes the trees, you gotta be off center. Actually, I'm not really close enough to the tree because I'm horrible at this. But I'll tell you what, I am going to cut down some more trees because you see me do enough of that recently. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make my way on down through. Probably when I get to the midsection, I'll bring it back and we'll see how far we've made some progress on. Hopefully I can cut down enough trees to get us enough money for the solar power plant at some point. Well, 1:30 in the afternoon. I've made my way all the way down here with the tree harvester, and I've just brought 1 load of logs on down. The road looks a lot better just by taking out one, I don't want to say one path of trees, but now it's tricky to get back down here again. Not like the first time though. The first time was real tricky. Now it's a little bit easier. The problem is, I mean, it was still kind of hard to see cutting down these trees. But now you can kind of see the road looks a little bit wider, a lot clearer of where we need to go. The problem is, this part of the road here is going to need some landscaping to get it looking, or not looking better, but I need to make it flatter. I cannot load this trailer up too much because if I get too top heavy, this thing tips over real easy. So the road's going to have to be wider down here just so I can flatten out the land and put down a decent road. But I think what I'll probably do here is we're going to keep wide the road until we get enough cash to put down the first solar plant. And probably work on this part just a little bit more, just because of the, I mean, this is where we're making all the money, coming down the sawmill. And it's taken me a while to do so because the land is just so uneven. It doesn't look like it's that bad, but it's worse off than what you think it is. Why aren't you... You want to load some wood up somewhere there, cowboy? No? But you can see the road is looking a lot nicer through here. Before it was kind of clustered, and I got tree stumps right in the middle of the road. But now that we got the Case Puma, I can come down. Well, I say the middle of the road. That wasn't the middle of the road before. That's where the trees are, or were. But I had a nice rhythm going. I was cutting on one side and swinging over and drop them down on the other. But then it got to a point of just drop them anywhere. That's the goal. But you can see we're up to 60 grand, so we're halfway to what we need to be. I think I got enough logs down. I can probably make up the other 60 grand. I'm just trying to pick up the logs that I can here and clear out the road a little bit. It was obviously a little bit messier than this when I came down the first time because I brought one load down. Basically, I just want to get to the halfway point, turn around, go back to the mill, sell this. This load, you can see I got plenty of logs here, probably to make a couple more trips. And then, don't tip over. Need to get the Case Puma on down here to start taking out these tree stumps once again. But I made it to the halfway point-ish, which is like right in here. And I think I'll turn around right here and head back to the mill. Now, I don't want to get too heavy, like I said, because, well, this thing is easily going to tip over if I get it too top heavy. But you know, it's also hard not to every time I go to the mill. Like, I want 25 grand from a load. Yeah, this is going to be probably too much because I'm an idiot. But if I take it slow, it's fine. Now, you may be looking at it saying, I don't know what your problem is. It's not that much of an angle. I mean, you're looking at it, it doesn't look that bad. But if I get down to ground level, yeah, it's leaning to the right quite a bit. Uh-oh, where's that stump? Yeah, I don't want to hit any stumps. But once I get the road cleared out, it'll be Case Puma, clear out the stumps again. But yeah, if you remember, I mean, you've seen this road plenty of times by now, if you've been watching the series a little bit. And if you compare it to the first few times we've been up and down this road when we first cleared it, it was kind of snug going through here. And I almost tipped over there. You may not have seen it, but it was it got close to tipping over. Once the trailer starts to lean to the right and the wheels get off the ground, forget it. You're not going to recover it. Yes, I've tipped over on the first load I brought down here. I tipped over like 3 times. I had too big of a load, so I finally just unloaded all the logs and reloaded it and took like 3/4 of the logs I had, and even then it was still kind of top heavy. So yeah, we're gonna have to do some landscaping here, level this out, because like I said, you know, the only way we got to make cash right now is to sell logs. I don't have a farm. I don't have nothing to sell right now. It's going to be a while before we do. So it's going to be cutting down trees, making paths for the community to grow. And once I get here, the road is nice and even enough to go ahead and make a sale here. So as long as I keep getting around 20 grand, we're fine. We're fine. But I'm not quitting today until we get the general store the power that they need. 22 grand and an extra log. I don't know why the logs just don't fall. So another 40 grand, so 2 more loads, which is, well, easy enough. So yeah, we'll get the solar power plant for there, and then eventually, since the tree harvester's down here, I'll probably cut out a little area to put another solar power plant down here so get the sawmill up and going. But let me go ahead and grab another load, and I'll bring it back for the second load, which should be enough to get the power plant up for the convenience store. So I will see you in just a bit one more time. I would say with 107,000 in the bank and this load here, this should be more than enough to go ahead and give us that solar power plant. And I'm excited for that, so that means we'll have some income every hour. I took all the logs that time. $130,000, so any landscaping that we need to do to place it down we should have the cash to do so. But I think we'll take a ride back up. I'm not going to load any logs on the way up. At least we'll get a good idea of how the road looks. Just still got to be careful of the stumps on the right-hand side mostly. But right here you can still see it needs to be wider. But it's a lot better than it was. That's for sure. More of a clear path. Yeah, keep hitting the stumps. But you can really see the angle of the hill going through here now. It's becoming more and more clear. So yeah, we're going to have to landscape this just to make it flatter. It'll just make my life a lot easier bringing logs down, because our farm's going to be up here, which means I got to bring lots of logs through there. A lot of logs. I don't want to keep tipping over. And going extremely slow. And for me, extremely slow is anything below 40. Yeah, it's looking a lot better even up through here. Oh, yeah, I do want to go this way. Need to cut down that tree to make it more clear which way I need to go. But once we get the road wide enough and we get the road paved, it'll be very easy to see where we need to go. Alright, let's turn that off. Don't need that. Let's go ahead and get the solar plant down so I can start earning some cash by charging the convenience store some electricity and feeding back into the power grid. Well, there is no power grid, but ooh, that's this object collides with another object? What? What? Do I have... Nope, that's not right. Activate extended placeables. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Alright, back in here. There we go. Now we can place anywhere. The gate faces the road that way, which is good. It looks like it's kind of squared up to the parking lot there, but I'll put it back just a little bit because we can. Like right about... Yep. Looks good to me. So $15 for landscaping, so it's relatively flat through here. So there we go. We now have power. Well, the store has power. So now we just need a solar power plant for the sawmill so they can get up and running. It looks like I may need to cut down some trees over here because that'll give the solar power plant just a little bit more power. And we'll have some lights. Yeah, so eventually once we get the road going down through here, we'll be putting up some street lights all the way down through. Light it up at night. And but it's a start. I mean, it is a start. So the only thing that kind of sucks is I can't really borrow the money of... Yeah, $500,000 is what the bank wants. So if I try to repay this $5,000, it just screws up. Kind of like on the Pacific Northwest, where if I try to repay $5,000, it'll divert the loan to $500,000, and it'll put me in the red by like $800,000, right, or $700,000. So that really screws it up. So I can't borrow any cash yet, even though we bought land and all that fun stuff. But eventually, maybe by putting this down, yeah, was it $250 an hour, something like that? What do we get? I forgot now. Already forgot. We can find out here in a second. $280 an hour. And we're going to have another one here not long from now, but need to make another $120,000, which is not too hard. What I'll probably do in between episodes is I'm going to take the Case Puma down and cut up these tree stumps that I have, so I don't keep running into them or hitting them, tip over the trailer. Maybe sell some more logs, maybe like a trip or two, just clear up what I already have on the road. And yeah, then again, make the road wider one more time, put another down solar power plant, and maybe start cutting down for a farm. Maybe. It's the small things you got to do before you can do that. You gotta walk before you crawl. No, you got to crawl before you walk. Man, walk before you crawl. That's real interesting. But yes, we got power. The store has power. I really don't have to tell him because he probably already knows the lights came on. He can now sell diesel fuel. Be easier for him when customers come from the town. Now that we got the road to the bridge installed, people will be coming to buy stuff from him maybe, and it's the start of the community anyways. But I think that's where we need to wrap it up for today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time on Green Mountain. But until then, have a good one.